Hey there, Shawna Karrasch here with an Ask Shawna answer for today, coming to you from North Carolina. Anyway, this is from Ross, and she says, my horse is behind the leg and backward thinking, and I would like to teach her to go forward actively from a light leg aid. There's a section in your book which talks about a dressage horse, which sounds just like my mare, and you and the owner managed to change it in a very short period. But the book does not go into the details of what you did. My mare is used to the clicker and doing target training. Please, can you let me know how you would go about teaching a horse to be more forward and active under saddle? Yes, and this is not, it's not so tricky. Well, there is a tricky component to it, and it's not so much the tricky component is not so much teaching the horse, it's us. So what I want you to do, since she knows, you know about, so you've ridden with the target under saddle, I mean with the clicker under saddle is what I'm supposing. So you know, that's good. She knows about the clicker. It's a she, yeah? They would like to teach her, yeah. So, so she's good about the, she knows about under saddle and hearing the click. So now what I would do, I would focus and have all your clicks under saddle come for upward transitions. Even from with that horse, his name was Seabor. It looks like Cyborg, but it's Seabor. And when Seabor would walk from the mounting block to a step, I mean, just walked off from the mounting block, we'd click and feed. And then we'd kind of move on a little bit more, and then we'd ask for another walk a little bit later. But all of those little transitions should come, I mean, all of those reinforcements come for transitions, even minute little transitions will help you. So now the hard part is, we humans tend to think that I'm feeding stopping, because it means that when they hear the click, they stop. But remember, the target, I mean, the clicker is a conditioned reinforcer. That means the clicker itself serves as a reinforcer. We do that process when we do the classic or Pavlovian conditioning. So the clicker is what they're working for. We call it a bridge signal because it bridges that moment from which they do something right, the moment which we can reinforce them. So we've just said, yes, what you're doing right now is correct, and that's moving forward. The stopping is an incidental in between. And I know people get hung up on it, but trust me, just start doing it for a couple weeks. And just, even though she's stopping, the click, and you'll feel she stops at the click and she's thinking, what did I just do to earn that click, to earn that reinforcement? So that is the best way to do it. Just work on those upward transitions, upward transitions. There's a couple things I want you to think about how you can set her up for success. So a lot of times, like when we first started with Seabor, it was, don't turn him out first. You know, ride him a little bit fresh, as long as he's not nutty fresh. So ride him when he's a little bit fresh. You have a little bit more energy and more likelihood of going forward and getting the behavior you want. So that's one thing you can do. So whatever you can do to set them up for success. And then another thing I want you to do is keep those sessions short and sweet for now. Because remember, right now we're not trying to working on him physically. We're working on him mentally, mentally making a choice to go forward. And by and so right now those scales are out of whack. She finds it really reinforcing to not go forward, and not so reinforcing to go forward. Every time you get to put a reinforcement on this side of the scale, you're just increasing the likelihood of seeing this new behavior of going forward. Pretty soon, there's going to be more weight on this side and less weight on this side. She'll have a choice to make. What do? Do I go forward or not go forward? With that conditioning, with that repetition of doing this, she'll find it more reinforcing to go forward than she will to balk and not want to go forward. So trust me, it will work, and in a few weeks you'll be saying, I have to slow her down. So that's how we started with that. Another thing that's worked that can go in conjunction with this too is you can work on a lunge line or a round pen or wherever it might be, and ask, you know, for free lunging, and ask her to go forward. And a lot of times what you'll find is on a lunge line, and we didn't do this with Seabor, but this is another thing that has worked too. A lot of times on the lunge line, they'll go forward much more readily than they will with the saddle. So let's say you ask on a lunge, and I start pairing a verbal, so I can use that same verbal under saddle, so I can keep some continuousness or continuity, I guess, for a better word, through that process. So as you say, walk, and as she walks on, you can click and reinforce her. And when I'm doing lunging work, I go to them to reinforce them because I want them to stay on that circle. But working on, so when she gets the opportunity to go forward, even on the lunge line, she thinks this is an opportunity to get reinforced. As she does it readily and gets a stronger reinforcement history on the lunge line, it'll also help and carry over to the under saddle stuff. Anyway, that's how we do it. All right, so if you have any questions as you go along, which you might, please don't hesitate to get back to me and we can get through it. There's a way to get it all worked out. So you'll find in short order, though, that she'll be going forward. And remember, don't ask for too much too soon. Don't get greedy. Just say, okay, you gave me a bit, and that was good energy on that. And the time she gives you that good energy for the first time, and a lot of times you'll feel it really pretty quick. Say, that's it. That's all you had to do. Get off, unhook, and maybe exercise her some other way or give her the opportunity for exercise. But that also will be a huge reinforcement for her. And you're also going to find that the more as you get on, you're going to get softer. She's going to get more and more responsive to your aids because she's thinking, how can I get reinforced? How can I please you? What are you asking for? What can I do? By using the positive reinforcement, they really get invested in the training. And you think about it right now. What's in it for her? Why would she want to go forward? What does she get out of it? You know, we leave her alone. That's what she gets out of it. But by putting something in it that she values, it really changes it around. Anyway, Roz, I hope that helps you out. And if you or anybody else has any questions about that, and I also think there might be another couple posts on my blog, go to the blog and search upward transitions or leg, responding to leg, and it might give you a little bit more information. I still like to answer the questions all the time because sometimes I just think of different things or say it in a different way. So I just will answer it. But reading it or hearing it in a different way that I said before might also help. Anyway, so there we go. All right, thanks, Roz. And if anybody else has any questions, you know what to do. Get a hold of me at AskShawna.com. Anyway, till next time, enjoy getting your horse on target. Bye.